In back segment tonight with Donald Trump leading almost everywhere, the question is, can he broaden his appeal if he gets the Republican nomination enough to defeat Hillary Clinton? Obviously, women voters will be a major factor in the race next time for the presidency. And joining us from St. Petersburg, Florida, Democrat Jessica Ehrlich. Here in the studio, Andrea Tantaros, co-host of Outnumbered. So women voters put Barack Obama in the White House. And a minority coalition. But if Romney had been able to split the women vote, he would have won.
Remember, the president was running that phony war on women, and actually you saw suburban women turn out in droves for President Obama, college-educated suburban women. Yeah. Those were the same women that voted for George W. Bush last time. Bill, I actually think Trump could get female support. Not just the security moms that we saw with Bush, if terrorism's still #1, but I think these middle-class moms and females and blue-collar voters could go the way of Trump. And I say that because if you look at the way Hillary's polling with females now, it's not so great. And I know Trump's support is hard to read. I mean, you talk to a lot of people, it's like you're telling an inappropriate joke. They look around their backs and they say, I actually like the guy. And this is coming from women, too. And, Bill, I'll tell you anecdotally, I know a lot of college-age women, what does Waters call them, Beyonce voters, they don't really like Hillary Clinton.
Well, no, you know, Hillary Clinton's likability factor, but she is got the first woman president and all that stuff.
The younger voters aren't digging that, though. They're not feeling it.
They're not digging it.
And, you know, liberal voters, unless you're really liberal, Bill and Hillary make you want to take a shower. So I think she's got some problems.
The Washington Post on December 4th said that Trump treats his women employees well and that they like him, Jessica. So, you know, it's going to be hard to put a anti-women tag on him if he's in a business, as the Post reported. You know, he was not a champion, but he was popular among his women employees.
Well, I mean, he's an equal opportunity offender, as we've seen, and I think that's one of the hallmarks of how he's been campaigning. He is happy to offend you on many different levels, and he's just as happy to offend men about how they look as they are women. And I think women these days, I mean, we're okay with that. But what's interesting and something, you know, Andrea and I have talked about a lot is that women are really issue voters. It's not just about putting the first woman in office. They're concerned about issues, and like she mentioned, you've got, you know, the folks that are safety moms, people who are concerned with immigration. Those are the women he's winning in terms of GOP women. Now, is he going to be able to get independent women? I mean, unless he comes out and he has real issue platforms, he's talking about the economy, he's talking about pocketbook issues, he's talking about social issues and education. I don't see him winning over.
Well, that's what he's going to do, though. It's going to be a security play and it's going to be an economic play. But 70% of Americans, and that includes women, obviously, feel the country's heading in the wrong direction. All right, Hillary Clinton has not distinguished herself as being anything different than Barack Obama. She gave a big address today, we'll deal with it with Juan Williams, where she said pretty much nothing about how to defeat ISIS, just like they're bad and she'll get them. Ooh. You know, I mean...
Well, that's what, I mean, as opposed to Trump, who's saying we're just going to keep Muslims out. I mean, who is coming up and giving real details? I mean, she's one of the few people that has the real experience here.
He feels it. Even with the anti-Muslim comments, he feels it. And I'm not sure, but I cannot put... I'd like to see some real good polling on this, but I think he has a shot at getting 40% of women, 40-60. That too optimistic?
No, I do think he has a real shot. And I think if you look historically at the polls, you have to scrap them. Because the Trump support phenomenon, all the analysts, Bill, they got this wrong. They didn't have the imagination to see Trump's rise thus far. They're not going to see how this turns out in the end. And I think you're onto something. Because these young women that don't buy what Hillary's selling, I don't think are going to turn out for her, and that's a problem. And Trump has a shot at those women. Because you remember, if he gets to a general, Bill...
He's pretty rough, though. I mean, he's pretty rough.
But you know what? He's pretty moderate on women's issues.
He's got to be able to speak to more people about just more than like whether he's being a liberal or not.
Here's the thing. If he goes after Hillary Clinton, which he has to, I mean, maybe women are going to go, that's too much, you know. There's a lot of that subtext of the bully and this, that, and the other. Jessica,
again, that worked in 2000 with Rick Blasio.
Let me, go ahead, last word,
I'm not
Jessica.
concerned. Yeah, I mean, I think Hillary can take care of herself. I think women want to see someone who's strong, who's educated, who has the ability to get out there and
well, then why isn't she polling
talk the issues.
She's not polling well among anybody
she's still,
right now.
She's still winning in a head-to--head with Trump in national polls.
Not
She's
by
going to
much.
cry,
So
Bill. She's going to cry. She's going to hope Trump that goes out from the
Bill may
podium
beat
and
him up.
falter so she can cry and be the victim.
Bill Clinton may beat him up, and that would be something. All right, ladies, thanks very much. We appreciate it.